from the far east loop of this track along the grandstands, a little chicane, and then the start-finish straight away. Paul Tracy sits on the pole, Nigel Mansell to the outside. The IndyCar drivers and officials are still discussing the starts of these races. The officials now say if you are misaligned on the start in the back of the field, you can in fact be black flagged for a bad start. Paul Tracy brings them off, heading toward the green flag. He accelerates, leads the field across the line as the green flag comes out, and they spread wide going into the first turn. A nice wide runway surface, and look at Mansell as he comes down the inside. 2 cars in trouble. 3, 4 cars on the start of the race. 3 cars together, maybe 4. 3 of them appear stopped. Yellow flag flies in that area as Nigel Mansell picks up the lead, and the rest of the field strings out behind. We'll see if they go a full course yellow. It will depend on how fast they get Roberto Guerrero, and Raul Poisel is involved in that as well. And it looked like the other car might have been Willie T. Ribbs. At the front of the field, they battle. Paul Tracy chasing Nigel Mansell, looking for room to race on the inside. Emergency vehicles rolling to that scene in the first turn, but they continue to race under the green flag on the rest of the circuit. It's certainly plenty wide there. They should be able to race past them. Mansell coming down to complete the first lap, and we go to yellow around the course. So the pace car will come out. Nigel Mansell will lead the first lap, followed by Paul Tracy and Emerson Fittipaldi. As a result of the cars in contact in turn number 1 here. They'll come past that right away. We can look at it now from the blimp. Here's the field coming down. Mansell makes his sweep to the inside, but look toward the back of the field, Bobby.
Yes, you can see they're all diving towards the bottom. Now look at here how they have to go down like a funnel. And right in there, they all started collecting because you can see they were 4 and 5 wide, and they had to get down to 2 lanes wide in the corner, and it just wouldn't fit, Paul.
It looked like the other car that spun there but continued on might have been Bobby Rahal, the inaugural winner of this event. But it looked like he got it back under control, that I think he was involved in contact. We'll have to check that in the pits.
This is the easiest place to pass on the course going into that turn right off the start-finish line. And the trick to it is to go to the inside. So if a guy's going really fast, he's on the outside, he makes a normal apex into the turn, a guy can dive underneath him. In this particular case, they had about 10 guys trying to do the same thing.
All right, we have the time now. Let's go down pit side and begin some updates there with Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, first of all, let me show you behind me. They've brought out the front nose cone and a new wing system for Al Unser Jr. He was second quickest in early morning practice today. This could be a bad break for him, although they are going to be able to do it under full course yellow. Now, to update you on the continuing discussions about starts here within IndyCar racing. 27 minutes of the drivers' meeting was devoted to it, and there is some serious discussion about changing the rules, but not for this race. There is a cone some 300 yards before the start-finish line, and at this point, the start that we saw today, it was up to the front row not to accelerate until they hit that cone. Let's check in with some more unfolding information on pit road with my colleague Gary Gerould.
Jack, couple of key concerns. It's already been mentioned, the heat and the roughness of the bumps on the circuit. But 2 key drivers, Nigel Mansell and Stefan Johansson, have got to contend with another big factor. Both of them are driving with sprained right wrists, suffered in fluke accidents yesterday. Mansell, going to a post-qualifying news conference, stumbled on the stairs, fell, and he hurt the right wrist. X-rays disclosed no fracture. There was discomfort, however. He was fast in this morning's session, but he's got to run 200 miles, not just a handful of laps in the warm-up. Johansson in the pits yesterday. Andretti came in, clipped the nose of Johansson's car. The wheel whipped in the cockpit with his hand on it. It sprained his right wrist. So he also has the right wrist heavily taped. They've got a lot of shifting to do over 200 miles. It could be a very tough day for both of those men, Paul.
In fact, by Nigel Mansell's calculations, 1,700 shifts between now and the end of the race. By the way, you saw Bobby Rahal and Roberto Guerrero walking away from the track. Here is Bobby Rahal's on-board view of this situation on the start.
They say it was obvious, Paul, that he got touched from behind. Cars were touching everybody. There really wasn't much they could do because they were all trying to get down and to find a place. Here's another angle to look at here now.
The irony is that this is one of the widest tracks you'll ever see in racing. Look at them. They're all over the place.